Good evening, y'all. This is Kevin Kinckle from the Kevin Kinckle podcast. It is 4:45 on Martin Luther King's birthday, or the day that it's observed. In celebrating it, I've seen a lot of my friends and family out in the streets, putting feet to the ground, helping out with volunteering, passing out food, and it's just a blessing to be around so many people with good hearts like the ones that you have. I like to remind you guys to continue to do these good deeds, not just on Martin Luther King's birthday, but on whenever. Just spreading and showing love, showing humanitarianism, and just being a blessing. The seeds that you sow are the seeds you're going to get back. So being a vessel of love and honor and comfort at any times is a good thing. And we are reminded of these things on Martin Luther King's birthday. I am here to give an NFL update. I wanted to wait until later, but I couldn't. I believe that the Tampa Bay Bucks are going to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Whew. I can't wait. It's going to be a good one. I believe that's why they have Tom Brady. And that's why you don't bet against him. I know that he's not rocking with the same team that he's had in the past, but he's known to do some crazy things. And so is Dak Prescott. He might throw a pick six or two tonight, so we don't even know. But let's get to these games. I hate to say I told you so, but I did call the Giants over Minnesota. One other upset happened, which I didn't call, and that was weird. A lot of these games have been one-sided, and then something else will happen at halftime, and it'll just be like two different games in one. But we had 6 quarterbacks starting for the first time in the playoffs this week. Brock Purdy with San Fran, they got a win. Skylar Thompson with Miami in a losing effort. Tyler Huntley in a losing effort with Baltimore. That was a good game. He played very well. Daniel Jones played nice in the Giants with the W. Trevor Lawrence with the Jags with a W. And Geno Smith for Seattle with an L. Let's get into these games. First game on the slate, 49ers versus Seattle. I told one of my friends, Kurt, and y'all heard me talk about Kurt last show. We were talking about this game, and I told him that it would be close until halftime. San Fran was down 17-16.5. They won 41-23. They really turned it up in the second half, that high-powered offense that I tell you about. But George Kittle was on record saying that the 49ers really stepped it up. Type tackle to Deebo Samuel, where the guy tried to mess his ankle up. And after that, San Fran just put it on. It was like that was the spark that they needed to start the fire. And they was just on a mission. They came through and really showed who was boss. Brock Purdy in his first playoff performance, 332 yards and 3 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, 15 carries for 119 yards. Deebo Samuel, 6 receptions, 133 yards. The 49ers move on to the next round, where they will see who they're going to play out of the match between the Cowboys and the Bucks, which is happening tonight. Next game on the slate was the Chargers, who were up 27-0 in the second quarter, 27-7 at half. They got 5 turnovers from Jacksonville and still lost 31-30. So how does that happen, you ask? Trevor Lawrence stepped up. He stayed composed. Doug Peterson must have just gave the hype up of the half during their halftime speech, and they just came out. It was just crazy. Kind of reminded me of the Atlanta Falcons debacle versus the Patriots. Tom Brady squad. But yeah, the Chargers blew that lead. I don't know if the coach still has his job, but it might be on the line. They should be going into the second round, but the Jags, Trevor Lawrence, he showed me up. I was talking about how last week I didn't see him as being able to mentally be able to do what he's doing in the playoffs, because he had a win and in game last week and he played horrible. The defense basically won it with a pick 6. So Chargers out, Jacksonville's in. The Jags are going to face the Chiefs next week. 4:30. That's going to be a tough one. Patty Mahomes ain't going to let that happen. I'm just letting the Jags know right now. But good win, good win, good win. Next on the slate, we have Miami versus Buffalo. Buffalo came out smacking Miami. It was just looking like everything was easy. Miami kicking their field goals. They were staying tough. They was hanging tough. Next thing you know, 24-20. Bills came back, showed who was boss. Josh Allen had 352 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. The way that game was going, but Buffalo ended up being too much. And like I was saying, that was just a tale of like 2 different things happening. First quarter was all Bills, second quarter was all Miami, and then we had a good game to see Buffalo eke that out and make it to the next round. Next on the list, the game that I called, I told y'all this, what was it, Friday. Giants' first playoff win in 11 seasons. Daniel Jones passed for 300 yards. He had 78 yards rushing, and he had 2 touchdowns passing. First time a player ever did that in the playoffs. Saquon Barkley had 2 rushing touchdowns. Kirk Cousins had a decent game. He had a questionable call at the end of the game. It was 4th and 12 or 4th and 8. He threw the ball 3 yards, and he was expecting the tight end to outrun the defender to get the first down. Not going to happen, Kurt. You know better than that. You got the best receiver in the league on your team. Why you just ain't throw him the ball, let him jump up and try to at least give him a shot to do something? But, the Giants move on. Minnesota's going home, and Kirk Cousins is falling into the annual predictions that he's not going to do anything in the playoffs. So get you good numbers during the season and get you good fantasy numbers, but when the playoffs come, he's nowhere to be found when he goes in there deep. So last but not least on the playoff tilt for this week, well, not last but not least, we got a game tonight, but the last game that we saw yesterday, the Ravens versus the Bengals. Jamar Chase, 9 receptions, 84 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Huntley for the Ravens. Backup quarterback, awesome game. For a starter, first playoff game, it looked like in the beginning they was going to get smoked. One of my boys said, yo, it looked like Tyler Huntley over there smoked out. He got it together, rallied behind the team. Dubs, their running back, was doing their thing too. But they rallied together late in the 4th quarter. They had the ball at the goal line. They needed a first down. Huntley dives over everybody or jumps over everybody. He tries to extend his hand out to place the football where he believed a first down would be. Defender smacks the ball out of his hands. They're going the other way. That's a touchdown. Ravens just didn't get back from that. They tried at the end, but they just couldn't do it. Bengals proved to be too much in a game that they should have lost. Had they had Lamar Jackson, they would have lost. And that goes to upstairs. Why didn't you just lock in Lamar Jackson? Now he's a free agent, and I doubt he's going to come back to you guys. You guys should have put the bread up to keep him, and you would have won a playoff game. But he's injured now. What can I say? Both your faults. But the players maybe, and maybe the upstairs office. But, the Bengals moved on, so the Bengals will face the Bills. That game was beatable. I know the Ravens are kicking themselves. I can't blame the quarterback for that untimely play call that he decided. He played a good game and he kept the minutes, so I'm not mad at that at all. We're looking at some good games coming up. We got the Jags and the Chiefs Saturday at 4:30. We got the Giants versus the Birds at 8:15 on Saturday. We got the Bengals and Bills on Sunday, and then we got the Cowboys or Bucks at the Niners. I'm going Bucks tonight. Tom Brady all the way. Dallas just doesn't do anything for me in the playoffs. They haven't been moving the way that they need to for years. This isn't anything new, but the game tonight should be fun. There's lots of basketball on. As soon as football season is over, we are back into basketball. And I had a new On the Come Up segment. If you guys want to listen, I would definitely appreciate it. Continue to like, subscribe, comment. I love and I appreciate the support. This is Kevin Kinckle for the Kevin Kinckle Podcast. And I'm out. Deuces. This has been the NFL Update. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.